evening, everyone. Can you hear me? We're going to get started just so that we can get you out of here. I feel like last year it rained too. I feel like it rained last year. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? So I have to like go like this on the microphone? Can you hear? I'm like that commercial. Can you hear me now? Well, welcome. My name is Michelle Iannello. I'm the program coordinator for school counseling. I'm here with Ms. Karen Foster, who is the director of student activities here at Greenwich High School. So before we get started on the nitty-gritty of this, I just want to say congratulations to all of you as senior parents. You have almost made it. Very excited for you. Congratulations. I am the parent of two boys, a 2020 grad, which was very hard, I will not lie, and a 2022 grad, and it feels like yesterday they were walking in the doors for kindergarten and I was scared to death about putting them on the bus. So we realized, how many of you are first-time senior parents? Welcome, yay! How many of you are dealing with really snarky kids in your house right now? Yes. That's supposed to happen because it makes it easier for you to say, okay, bye-bye, see you later, we'll see you later. And then they come back and it's great. It's an exciting time for them. They're super excited and they're ready to go. And I know you're excited for graduation and for all the wonderful things that will come their way after graduation. So just know you're in a lot of company with dealing with that snarkiness and the I know everything behavior. It does get better, I promise. And I see those graduation signs and I love those. Those are for us as parents. Those are super exciting. Okay, so tonight I wanted to talk to you about our very confusing senior internship sign-out process and the all clear slip process. So when you came in, on the back table there is a form. This was all emailed to you by Mrs. Foster. So hopefully you have all seen this already, but if you wanted a hard copy, there are some back there on the table by the red lounges back there. You can pick one up. I'm just going to go through this process with you. I started at Greenwich Public Schools 3 years ago, and I was like, what is happening? It just seemed very confusing to me. So I can imagine first-time senior parents, it can be confusing to you as well. Last week in counselor advisory, all of the students met with their seniors in the Performing Arts Center and reviewed what is called, and they all got this form. It's the final approval form for senior internship and senior project. So they all received this. I'll go over it with you so that you have the information so they can't tell you, Mom, or Dad, you don't know what you're talking about, because we want you to have that information to help them. But they all were required to be there. There was a makeup session if they missed it earlier last week. And all the students received it, and there was also a slide deck that went with it. So you can ask your students for it. It has all the information in there as well. So the first thing is when you're looking at this approval form, and there are hard copies of it. It looks like this. It's just you don't have it, but it just is a regular piece of paper. If your child's like, I have no idea where it is, they can go to their house and get a copy of it. It's that easy. You want to take a picture of it? Okay, here you go. Pictures? Some people are taking pictures. You got it? Okay. So they need this. Before they can go on internship, they need this form. It is called, we can email it out to you again as well. Oh, okay. Okay? So if you follow along on this information sheet, it tells you exactly everything that they need on there. So at the very top of the sheet, it explains that they have to go around to all of their teachers and they have to get a teacher signature saying that they're in good standing in the class before they can leave for an internship. So they shouldn't be failing anything that they need to graduate. So they need to do that as part of this. They can do a lot of this stuff now. The very first thing they need to do on this form is have your signature. So number one, parent guardian approves participation. That would be for the internship. The second one is for the school counselor assistant. And there are several things that the students have to do to get those signatures signed. So if you look at it, the first one is the senior exit survey, which they've all received. What's on there is that it just tells us what schools did you apply to, what were the decisions of the applications you put in, and where are you choosing to go, so we know where to send transcripts or other information. This other one is really easy. It's the FAFSA completion and school links. If you're confused about it, the school counselor administrative assistant can help your child with this in 2.3 seconds right at their desk. So I sent information on this probably about a month ago. It's just something that the state of Connecticut is asking us for. Did you complete the FAFSA? Did you not complete the FAFSA? Number 3, media center circulation desk. Library materials returned. So they can start returning materials starting on May 12th. Now I need to caution you. If they need their Chromebook or any of their materials, they can still hold on to it. But that's the first time that they can start turning that information in. Number 4 is from their faculty mentor. If they have a mentor with whom that they are collaborating, they have to have the signature there. Number 5 is Chromebook charger return. Students may return Chromebooks with chargers at the Media Center Help Desk on Friday, May 16th from 8:30 to 1. If needed, students may keep their device for an internship or project. Devices can be returned on June 13th. And then lastly, this is the very last thing, would be bringing it to the school counselor, who would verify that the student is meeting graduation requirements and proficiencies, and allows for the student to participate in the senior internship project experience. So it sounds like there's a lot of running around, and there kind of is. So that's why we've been encouraging the kids, like, please don't wait until like the day before internship is going to start and be running around here like a crazy person, because they do every year, and then they wonder why there's things flying around and they don't have it finished. So just have them plan, and it will be okay. Does anybody have any questions on that? Yes. Sometimes the teachers may say it's too early. You know, sometimes the teachers have enough information, but they'll definitely have it within the next couple weeks. Yeah, they will sign it. Yeah, for sure. Any other questions on that? Yes, the meeting did happen last week. Yes.
Can you repeat the questions, please, so that we can...
Sorry,
Yeah.
She wanted to know, the first question was, if the teachers haven't said that they don't have enough information to sign it yet, can they go back later? The answer is yes. And the second question was, did the students meet with their counselors and advisory last week? And the answer was yes.
Thank you.
There's also something called the all clear. So once that part is done, that lets the kids go out on internship. And this is step 2 on your sheet, so if you flip it over, the final outstanding obligation list is going to be posted outside the house in June. We don't have a specific date for that. It's usually early June. So if students owe something, it will be, so you see where the houses are. Right outside the houses on those bulletin boards, there will be a list, and it will show the students who have obligations and in what. So they could have a uniform from track that's been under their bed since freshman year. They could have library books that they forgot about. They could have, I don't know, there's a million things that maybe they borrowed, they forgot to return. They will be on an obligation list that, again, will be posted outside the house. Yeah, sport uniforms are a big one. So what you're going to do is you're going to get so it's usually on a piece of colored paper, and it's a form, and as each item is cleared, the students will be given a cancellation of obligation slip, and then they will turn that into the house secretary. So like, let's say if your child found that 9th grade track uniform under their bed, They bring it down to the athletic director's office. They get something saying, oh, okay, you're okay now. Then they need to bring it back to their house so they can get the all clear slip for that. So just like we said, start looking around your house for school items that may be still around from freshman year. I think you'll be surprised, maybe horrified. I don't know, maybe underneath the bed is not where you want to go. Students participating in internship must complete their hour and reflection requirements in School Links by the end of the workday on Thursday, June 12th. School Links is a platform that the students are very used to using. They've been shown how to use it for many things, but they definitely know how to use it for their internship. So that this piece of it is important, and that has to be finished by the 12th. Any seniors who are participating in the project have to complete their reflection by the end of the workday on Wednesday, June 11th, and attend the mandatory senior project exhibition on Thursday, June 12th. I don't think we have a ton of projects, but enough that you want to make sure they're following that step so that they're able to have everything ready, get that all clear stuff for that as well. Students may come to GHS to clear up obligations on the afternoon of Thursday, June 12th and Friday, June 13th after 12:30 p.m. Just want to remind your seniors that while they aren't here, the rest of the school is still going, so we can't have them running around in droves. So that's why they need to come after 12:30. When obligations have been met, they will bring their final approval form to their house, and they'll receive that very important all clear slip, and they should not lose it. They need that in order to get their cap and gown. So after graduation rehearsal, you'll take that all clear slip and you'll bring it. I think we're doing it in the pack this year. So the students with that all clear slip will be able to get their cap and gown on that day. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about all of that fun stuff? Yes.
Can they access School Links from personal device, or do they need their Chromebook?
They do not. So the question is, can they access School Links from their personal device? Yes, they can. They can access it from any device. Does not have to be their Chromebook. Yes. Right. The question was, students have a choice between the internship or the project. They don't have to do both, and that is correct. You do one or the other. Or you can stay here, which they don't really do. Some do. Well, that's not fair. Some do, in all fairness. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Foster. And I should have mentioned, I apologize, Miss Patricia Contreras is here. If anyone needs any of this translated into Spanish after the fact, she is here to help answer questions. So the document that we did share with you was also printed in Spanish, but if anyone has any questions that would be easier asked in Spanish, she is here to help support you at the end of this.
Hi everybody, and welcome. It's nice to see some returning faces, some familiar faces from when I was at North Miamis. So welcome. It is definitely a fun end of the year. It's a busy end of the year. There's a lot of emotions for both the students and the parents. So I'm going to hopefully answer some questions that has been shared out before, but it is a lot of information. So we wanted to give you guys a chance to ask any questions. The first thing I'm going to go over is senior prom. The senior prom tickets are now on sale. The class advisors should have sent out an email already with the link to buy it on My School Bucks. You can also pay at student activities if they want. The prom is on June 7th. However, the ticket sales end next Thursday, May 15th. Why so early? Because the majority of the students are not here anymore. And if you are bringing an outside guest to prom, so somebody who's not a Greenwich High School student, then the senior needs to complete a guest permission form, which has to have a parent or guardian signature of the senior from this high school, the parent and guardian signature from the guest, and if they are in high school, they also need an administrator signature from the school that they go to. So all of that is due by next Thursday if they are bringing a person outside of Greenwich High School. I actually sent that form out, I want to say early last week, maybe the week before, I forget when. The prom is on June 7th, 6:30 to 10:30 at the Greenwich Hyatt. We do ask the students need to arrive by 7:30. We keep them till at least 9:30. At that point, they can leave or they can stay until up till 10:30. It is totally their choice. They will be breathalyzed when they arrive. Okay, so just to let you know. Questions about prom? Okay. It should have gone out to the parents as well. The class advisor sent them out, so I'm not sure. I will double check. I'll find out. And if not, I'll send everything out tomorrow. Yeah. Yes. The cost of the ticket is $74 per person. If somebody needs financial assistance, they can just come see me in student activities, and I can work with them on that. Any other questions about prom? Sometimes I get questions about dress. The ladies typically wear long dresses for the senior prom, and the gentlemen typically wear tuxedos. We do have a few that will wear suits, but the majority of them do wear tuxedos. Okay, moving on to graduation rehearsal. So graduation rehearsal is Monday, June 16th. Now it says here 1:15 to 3:15. They need to be in their houses by 1:15. We may finish a little bit early, but we do say to them, rehearsal is from 1:15 to 3:15. It is a mandatory rehearsal. They need to come to rehearsal. We have to practice what we do. There's a survey they fill out. At rehearsal, there is their name card that they fill out. The name card is twofold. One, they fill it out with their name, and then they can also phonetically spell it, and they hand it to one of the members of our faculty who reads their name when they walk across the stage. The reverse side of it has information, so it needs an email. That email is going to be connected to your child's graduation photos when they're walking across the stage. It should not be their school email. So please have a conversation with your senior and say, hey, put my email or put your email, but not your school one, because that's the email that the link is going to go to get your have access to the senior graduation photos. So that's super important. Then we practice rehearsal, we march outside. We do practice rain or shine. We have had rehearsal out in the rain. We've actually had rehearsal out when we had to rush in because it started to thunder. But we have had it in the drizzle. So we do tell them to please dress appropriately. After rehearsal, and this is different this year, we're trying something new in order so that since they're all here and they're going to be in a very excited mood with everything going on, the decision was made to move the graduation party from 10 to 2 a.m. the day of graduation to the day before, since they are all here. So after rehearsal, they can go to the graduation party, which is going to be in the gym. This is also where they can pick up their yearbooks. They can pick up their yearbooks a couple days before as well, and that information will be emailed out. But after rehearsal, there's the graduation party, and they will be ready to accept us as soon as we finish. So we finish at 2:40, then the students can go into the graduation party at 2:40. They can pick up their yearbooks as they're going in so that there's time for their friends to sign their yearbooks. The cap and gown pickup is going to be at that time as well. Here's the thing though, if they go to the party, they can't pick up their cap and gown until after they've finished with the party. They are more than welcome to stay until 6 o'clock and then go across the hallway into the PAC to pick up their cap and gown. But what we don't want is everyone bringing their cap and gown into the party and their tassels falling out and then opening it up and coming home and saying, oh no, I only have my cap. I don't know what happened to everything else, Mom. I don't know. So they can go to the grad party. After the grad party, they can get their cap and gown. We are hoping that everyone at least takes a peek in, they're going to have lots of fun. They have games, they have food, they have prizes, they have a DJ. It is a lot of fun. If someone decides to go and stay for half an hour, then they go across to the PAC and then they get their cap and gown. If they stay for the full 3 hours, they go across at the end and get their cap and gown and then they go home. I do remind them that the tassels, the bags are not totally sealed, so the tassels, if they're not careful, will fall out. So please, if you happen to have a conversation with your child, say, hey, watch that tassel so you don't lose it between getting it and getting to the car. Questions? Oh, so you need that all clear slip that she was talking about. That's what they have to hand in order to receive their cap and gown. If they don't have their all clear slip, then they cannot get their cap and gown. So it's super important that they have all of that completed and finished and signed off on, okay? So again, there's two things. There's that white form, which is in order to go out on senior internship or do your project. And then there's the all clear slip afterwards, which is to get their cap and gown. Questions about rehearsal or party? Oh, yes. The cap and gowns have all but 19 submitted the forms, paid the graduation fee, and their cap and gowns have been ordered, and they are here in the warehouse as we speak. We have already received them, yes. Any other questions? Yes. It's the name that will be called when they walk across the stage. Sorry, it was the card, the name card. What name do they write? Is that what's on their diploma or what they say when they cross the stage? Rehearsal, grad party. Any other questions? Okay. All right, moving on to graduation. Yay. Okay, so graduation is Tuesday, June 17th. It's going to be at 5 o'clock at Cardinal Stadium. The students need to be in their homerooms, dressed and ready to go at 4:15. It takes a while to get them all organized. They're super excited. They're chit-chatting with everyone, so they really need to be here by 4:15 in their houses, not walking into the school, not parking at 4:15, but in their houses at 4:15. Their ceremony takes about an hour and 45 minutes. With that being said, it takes additional time to get from the stadium, take their pictures, do their hugs, get in your car, and get off of Hillside, which means do not make your dinner reservations for 7 o'clock, because you won't make them. Bella and Clark houses are on the visitor side. The rest of the 3 houses are on the home side. There is, well, I'll get to seating in a second. In case of bad weather, which we're not going to have, we do have to break up into 2 ceremonies. The first ceremony is at 4 o'clock with those whose last name begins with L through Z. The second ceremony is at 7:15 for those whose last names are A through K. You have already received emails saying how many tickets you will receive for the ceremony. Everyone received 2 tickets. Every family was then entered into a lottery to see if you had received 1 additional ticket. There wasn't enough to give every family 3, but we didn't want to have empty seats at the at graduation. The tickets are going to be electronic tickets that are going to be emailed to the students. Why to the students? Because that's the only email that I know is correct. You'd be surprised how many bounce back emails I get. They then can forward emails to you. The tickets are going to be sent out in May. They'll have plenty of time. You can print them if you want. They can forward them to people, but they are coded. So if you print out 10, only 2 people are going to be let in if you only receive 2. So just know that. The decision, if we have to move inside, will be made by noon. It's a big decision, which we don't like to make. The graduation is also going to be live streamed. So if the weather is yucky and we go inside, please know that everybody who's home in the comfort of the couch at home, they will still have access to be able to watch it live streamed. Same thing out on the stadium. It is live streamed, so if it's super hot or you have a lot of people, or maybe people are like, can't do the stadium, can't do the bleachers, too hot for me, I'm going to stay home. The link will be on the Greenwich High School website on the graduation page. Hopefully you're all familiar with that page by now. It's on the end of every email that I send out, and every email that I've sent you with information, including what we're going over today, I link those right on that page. So if you don't want to search for all the emails that I send, you can just go to that graduation page, and every email that I've sent out about graduation has been on there. So tickets, there's no tickets for outside. Oh, sorry. Yes.
What time did you say for dinner reservations after you said don't do it?
Oh, don't make the dinner reservations. Don't make them at 7 o'clock because you won't make them. So it all depends on how chit-chatty your family is and where you park. We do have a shuttle, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So if you end up parking where you need to take the shuttle, safely, I would say no earlier than 7:30. So text somebody who's at home right now and say call for those dinner reservations. Yes. We're going to get to that. Yeah, she asked about handicap seating, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. Any other questions? Okay. So there's no tickets for outdoor. There are tickets for indoor, which we just talked about. Parking. We have limited parking. Obviously, we all know it's an issue here. So we do really encourage everyone to carpool and if possible, take a small amount of cars possible here. You can park at school. We will do a shuttle from Greenwich Country Day and from Central Middle School. The last shuttle will leave 45 minutes after the ceremony ends. You can also park at Christ Church and the temple. They have allowed us to park there as well. Here's what they do ask. It is early enough in the day where they still have parents coming in to pick up their little ones. So we do ask that you're super careful if you're parking in their parking lots, because there are kids that are going to still be picking up and walking through the parking lots. So please be careful about that. Let's see. Here's an important thing. If you decide to do some sort of ride share, here's what you need to know. Hillside, when the parking lot gets full, the police close Hillside. Hillside is also closed after the ceremony. So if you want to do a ride share, you're going to have to walk somewhere off campus, not on Hillside, to be able to pick up by a ride share. The police will, I believe it's the far entrance, so driveway number 5, which is the farthest one, like where the student lot is. And 5 definitely has to take a right or take a left out and go towards Fairfield. 4, I think they'll let you go towards the Post Road. But they do close Hillside, so just know that if you're going to do a ride share, or if you say, oh, just come pick me up, they do close it. Handicap parking. So we do have a small handicap parking lot that is right up off of the Post Road near the stadium. It's about 17 spots, and then the other place where we have handicap parking is the south lot, or the lot which is driveway number 1. It's the first driveway when you pull onto Hillside from the Post Road. That is designated handicap parking. You do need a handicap placard to be able to park there, okay? If you have someone who needs assistance getting from the parking lot to the stadium, you can drop them off in the south lot, not at the lot up off of the Post Road, but you can drop them off at the south lot and then park your car somewhere else, because we will have golf carts taking people from the south lot up to the stadium. With that being said, they drop them off right where the ticket booth is, right where right in the front. They can't go all the way into the stadium, so they will have to walk a bit. Okay, so I just want everyone to know that. Yeah, and it gets hot. It's hot at that time of day. The sun's baking the field. So there is the shuttle. The shuttle will also happen afterwards in terms of the golf carts. It does take a while. So here's what I am going to say to you. If you have somebody who needs assistance that's taking the golf carts, there's no rush. Stay in your seat, wait for people to leave, because unfortunately the golf carts are taking the same routes as the people that are walking. So it takes time for the golf carts to do their loops. There will be a pickup on both the visitor side and the home side, okay? Seating. For the outdoor seating, it's first come, first serve. With that being said, there is handicap seating reserved on both sides of the field. On the track on the home side is handicap seating, and what we ask is that it's Anybody who's handicapped needs to sit there plus one companion. So if you are a family of 6 and you have one person that needs to sit on the track because they cannot navigate the bleachers, one other person from your group can sit with them. We do ask the rest of the people either sit in the bleachers, or to be quite honest, a lot of people stand. They bring their own lawn chairs, they sit up on the hill. Same with the visitor side. Because the visitor side is smaller, we do add extra chairs on the track. A portion of those chairs will also be designated handicap seating, and again, handicap with one companion. So we do ask that you respect that so we have enough seating for everybody who needs it on the track who cannot navigate the bleachers. Any questions about that? Parking, handicap, yes?
2 questions. One, how frequently, like what's the timing with the shuttle so that if we do think that's going to be the situation, how much time should we be allowing to get over here?
Are you talking about from the, because I actually use shuttle twice.
Full and we have to park at Central or GCDF. Should we be like really not arriving any later than like 4:30 because it takes that much extra time to get over here?
Yeah, I mean, luckily they're close and literally they just keep doing loops. They pick up, they drop off.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a pretty quick loop.
Okay.
I think they come about every 10 or 15 minutes by the time they drop everybody off and get back there again.
Okay.
But they will start at 4 o'clock.
At 4. And then also you mentioned people with chairs, like if you are on the visitor side, if the bleachers are full, can you put your chair on the track within the
No, you cannot bring your chair on the track. It's basically any of the grassy area. Nobody can bring anything onto the track. Yes. Sorry, the question was, can you bring your own chair onto the track? And the answer is no. Yes. So the visitor side is Bella and Clark. Again. Yeah. And that's actually all that information is. I know I sent out a lot of stuff and it's very wordy, but it's a lot of information. But that's all there as well. And each of the stages are labeled, so you'll see them. And once we do rehearsal, your child will know where they are. So you can say like, hey, you know, it's when they're in the music show and you're like, hey, tell me which way to sit. Where are you? So I can see you during the concert. Same thing. All right, we're good with that? Okay, graduation attire, caps and gowns. So we are out on the field. So high heels, not a good idea. They sink, you trip, it's not good. Students can wear wedge heels if they want to, but no high heels, no pointy heels, because it ruins the turf and it's not safe for them. A lot of the students choose to decorate their caps, which they are absolutely allowed to do as long as it is appropriate, so please check it. As everything else, we don't allow anything else over their gowns. Their gowns do need to be zipped during the ceremony. Photographs. So there are photographers at each stage. Okay, that goes back to that name card where I said, please make sure you have an email because that's the email that's going to get the link to the graduation photos. So you don't need to worry about getting up and about getting a picture of your student. If this is your first graduation, just to let you know, the stages are pretty close to the track and they face the bleachers so that you will get a decent shot even if you're even if you're up in the bleachers and you're sitting in front of your child's house, you will be able to see them walk across the stage. We will also have, and I'll send this out later, because graduation is super busy, we do have an organization that comes and you can pre-order flowers and or teddy bears if you want that you can easily pick up the day of graduation that day, so when you arrive you can get them so you can give them to your graduates. You don't have to, it's just something we offer to make it easier for that day. After the ceremony, the students come back in here because that's when they actually get their diplomas. When they walk across the stage, their case, their diploma cover is empty. They have to come back in, they recess back in, they get their diplomas, and then it's, okay, now I need to find my family. So please have a designated spot of where you are going to meet your child after graduation, because only graduates are allowed back in here. They come to their house and then they leave. So you have to pick some area not inside the building and not at the stadium to meet your graduate. So please have that planned out, because I can't tell you how many times that people are like, I can't follow my family. I'm like, and nobody can hear their phone ring because it's super loud. So please have a designated area that you can find your graduate after the ceremony. Graduation announcements. They just arrived today, so those will get mailed out hopefully by the end of the week, if not the end of this week, early next week, because we have some stuffing to do in the envelopes. Again, those are just announcements to share the great news about your child graduating. They are not tickets. Every graduate gets 2. If you would like more, they can come to student activities to buy more. Questions about graduation? I know that was a lot. Yes. Excellent question. Her question was, okay, so how do the stages work? So there are 6 stages out on the field. There's the main stage, which is where all the speakers are, and so on. Every house has their own stage. So Bella and Clark have their own stage facing the visitor bleachers. Folsom, Cantor, and Sheldon have their own stages facing the home bleachers. It's a round robin. Bella starts, it's alphabetical. Bella reads a name, then Clark, then Cantor, then Folsom, then Sheldon, and then they just go around. It's actually pretty amazing how quickly we get through 664 names. It's pretty impressive. Did you have another question? Or that was it? The road is closed for incoming traffic. My apologies. Yes, but you can leave. Yes, Hillside. Basically, what they'll do is they'll make Hillside one way out only. But it's if you're going left, you get So the police are very good and they get people out. They're on the traffic lights and so on and so forth. Yes, so you can get out. Just nobody can pull in. Yes. So the question was, where are some designated places? A lot of students meet in the front circle. Obviously, not everyone can meet there. You can meet farther down in front of the band room. You can meet farther down in front of science. Some people will meet in the back of the school, in front of the gym, or in front of the Performing Arts Center. Some people will say, hey, you know what, I'll meet you, we're just gonna meet you back at the car. Some people will do that because a lot of people will come in one car. The graduates will know where the car is. No. At the end of the ceremony, the sidewalks down near the field are closed. All the graduates, all the faculty and staff that are on the field recess back in. Once all the graduates are out from the field, then they open up. Then you guys can leave. Nobody can go back on the field for pictures. Yes?
Who is the commencement speaker?
It is going to be announced on Wednesday. Sorry, the question was who's the commencement speaker? And it is going to be, and I just read the announcement today. I mean, I know who it is, but I can't tell you guys yet. But it is, the press release is ready to go, and it's going to be out on Wednesday. Oh, sorry.
For the indoor graduation, is it assigned seat? You get 3 tickets? Do they all get to sit together?
The question was, if it's indoor ceremony, is there assigned seats? The answer is no. It is not assigned seats. There is a difference with the indoor ceremony. The students will actually receive their diplomas as they walk across the stage, because we have a very quick turnaround between the first ceremony and the second ceremony. Truth be told, we've never done it in the back. So we don't really know how long the ceremony is going to take. So we're hoping that we have enough time. So it's a very quick, once graduation has ended, they already have their diplomas, and then the students will go out and you guys will go directly to the cars and leave. But there's no assigned seating. Yes. Oh, no, at that point, yeah. The question was, if we're carpooling, can they use the designated senior spot that their child has for second semester parking? And the answer is no. Because at that point, they will be reassigned to juniors also. Juniors can't wait, no offense, they're excited your kids are leaving. Anyone else, questions? You can always email me if you have a question, you can always call me. Again, you can always go on the website, because hopefully I have everything on there. If not, let me know and I'll add it, if there's a question that you have. 4 o'clock. Yeah. And truth be told, you really don't want to come too early because it's hot. And it's, you know, you're going to be there for at least an hour and a half for, yeah, potentially. I mean, I don't, truth be told, here's another thing. I have no idea what the parking lot looks like because I am running around out in the field. So I honestly have never been on the parking lot during the ceremony. I don't know what time it closes. Like, I don't know what time it fills up, how quickly. Yeah. I don't know. Kim? She's not paying attention. Kim, does Sean know what time the parking lot's close? She's not paying attention. Any other questions? Oh, yes. Here's another thing. Oh, 2 more things, actually. Google accounts. So their beloved school accounts, they need to switch over because they will be disabled, usually, I forget at what point, August. So the student Google accounts, if they want anything, they need to transfer it out of their Google account into another one. There are directions on page 2 of the form that we have. I also sent it out today. I sent it out on Friday. So please remind your child to do that. Okay, so here's the thing. I work here, right? You think my child would do that? I have 4 kids. My last one was like, Mom, I need to get into something. I was like, you're out of luck, kid. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, but you work there. I'm like, too bad. Like, I can't help you with that. The other thing is, if you still want to order senior portraits, the link is good through this month. At some point in June, they are disabling the pictures. The photographer takes them off because they have to get ready for the new set of senior portraits. So if you haven't ordered yet and you want to order, again, those you still have access through the end of the month. I don't know when in June they're going to disable them. But that information that was sent out in an email today, along with the directions, a reminder how to access them if you need to. Yeah, so just remember, if you have any other questions, you want to come up and ask any one of us. Again, Patricia Contreras is here. If you have a question, she can translate in Spanish. She's very knowledgeable with all this information we just shared. So just let us know. Otherwise, thank you very much, and congratulations on your graduates.